And here we are inside Windows Sandbox. Now, Microsoft announced this quite a while back, and I've just now been able to really dig into it. So you saw in the beginning of this video how to get Windows Sandbox. Now, what Sandbox is essentially it allows you to test applications and certain things in a sandbox virtualized environment. So therefore, if there's going to be viruses or anything potential malware, it won't infect the rest of your machine, because all you'll have to do is simply hit the X button up here and it'll exit out of the sandbox, refresh it, and then you'll come back to normal. You can install applications on here, but the one thing that I had noticed, and I'm going to go full screen here, the one thing that I had noticed with this sandbox is that there's no Microsoft store. In fact, there's no, I'm going to still call them UWP applications on this at all. When you hit this start menu, there's nothing here other than Edge, which was already installed, and then I installed Edge Canary. So you can install applications, you just can't install Microsoft store applications. This is really dumb. You can essentially install Win32 applications, which is really strange, but it works pretty well. You can install programs, you can install things, you can look at files. You can see here it does have the updated file icons. It assigns a small amount of storage, and one of the plus sides of this Windows Sandbox environment is that, one, it's free, obviously, as long as you have Windows 10 Pro or you have Windows 10 Enterprise. You get it built in the box as long as you follow the instructions to get it enabled as a feature. And then two, the other nice thing is, rather than running, say, a true virtual machine, this is essentially just like a piece of software. Essentially, it's essentially just like an app. So whatever the speed of your computer is, this is going to run as smooth as your computer. And you can see that it runs pretty smooth like my computer. It's not like laggy. When I hit the search pops up immediately, start pops immediately, the highlights start up immediately. Everything is very fast and fluid. And then if you click here, you can also go to task view. You can start a new virtual desktop, pick virtual desktop 2. You can switch back to 1. Everything just seems to work really well and really smooth. So when you're just testing your applications and things like that, this will work smoothly. Now, one thing that I can't test because I don't have access is if you are a developer and you use Visual Studio, I'm pretty sure that you're able to test Visual Studio applications, like things that you're creating on here, this sandbox. That way it doesn't have to affect your own computer. So that's another nice thing, hopefully, that you're able to do is I think you can test your applications that you're working on in the sandbox environment if that's what you want to do. So it's really nice that way. So just, you can see that Edge is really the only thing that's available right now, but I've seen people say if they wanted to download Bitdefender, because another issue that's going on with this one is that there's no Windows Defender here. So you just see down here there's only volume, and it has remote audio because it's a remote machine essentially. There's nothing else running under this at all. It's just one thing. In fact, if I go to my task manager and then you see the applications running, you have these applications running, yes, because these are just service applications. But when you go to performance, you see how much performance I'm using. It only uses up 4 gigabytes of my 32. Hard disk, there's nothing really going on my hard disk. CPU is not really using up much of my CPU. And then you go to application history, there's not much going on. It's only 3 things that I've run, which is all Edge. Startup, there's not really anything running other than Edge as well. And then details and so on, there's not much going on. So it's a pretty bare bones sandbox. You can do a little bit of things in it, but it's not everything like you would use on a normal Windows machine. So overall, I'd say you guys should take a look at Windows Sandbox, definitely, especially if you're in these insider preview builds. Like I have Edge Canary installed here. If you like using the insider builds of things like Edge and Office and things like that, I'd say if you're very antsy on security and making sure things aren't going to be broken if you install something that's in beta or alpha, I would say install it in this sandbox environment, test it out, and then exit out of sandbox, and then you still have your normal machine like normal. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Windows Sandbox. Another thing I noticed with this sandbox environment is that their icon, they haven't updated it. It's still the old icon. You can see up there, it looks like the Metro style icon. So hopefully they turn it into a fluent icon soon. Hopefully it's not just forgotten about. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and take care.